O God of creation, direct our noble cause.
O God of creation, direct our noble cause.
Guide our leaders right.
Guide our leaders right.
Help our youth be true to know.
Help our youth be true to know.
In love and honesty to grow.
In love and honesty to grow.
And live just and truth.
And live
just in truth.
Great lofty height attain.
Great
heights attain.
To build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
To build a nation
where peace and justice shall reign.
Amen.
Amen.
Going by the agenda for today, a welcome address by the Diaspora Arrowhead titled, "A New Nigeria is Possible," followed by a jingle. Can we just listen to the Diaspora Arrowhead, Prince Concons, to address us? Prince, you have the show.
All protocol duly observed. Given we participant today from across the globe and the time variation, I say greetings and friends, comrades, distinguished guests, party members, fellow patriotic Nigerians. It is with a great sense of optimism and delight that I welcome you all to the official launch of Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi internationally and locally. I am Prince Ewemade Concon, an author, a human rights activist, and the convener of this historic event. I bleed labor as I was born and bred in Labour Party. Hence, many sees me as a die-hard Labour Party man. I was a representative of Labour Party under the Adams Aliu Oshiomhole-led administration. I was the national coordinator for the movement of the actualization of Oshiomhole, known as MAO 2012. I was also the president of Take It Back Movement Sweden, a member of the Legal Advisory Council for Revolution Now and Take It Back Movement European Board, and the public relation officer of one of the leading pressure group based in the United States. The founder of Nigeria Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi and Yusuf Ahmed Dantiti, the Arrowhead. Why are we here today? We are all gathered here today because we are all obedient and useful. At the same time, yearning for change in our fatherland, Nigeria. I have always hoped for a better Nigeria, and I have dreamt of the possibility when a dream I saw the Nigerian flag placed on the moon, and men and women of Nigerian origin working on an international spaceship. The men and women who worked in the civil service were moving away from their habit of doing business to working in the civil service. I saw that the 774 local government area in Nigeria was functioning to their full potential. Every ward in the country has healthcare center built. The Nigerian police force fighting against corruption on the streets of Nigeria. I saw that EFCC was back to its normal mode. I saw the national air carrier being flown to different parts of the world with Nigerian citizens as pilot and air hostess, thereby creating full employment with good wages and timely payment of salary and wages. I saw a lot of Nigerian youth employed. I saw the Nigerian banks were giving out loans to qualified citizens without undue burden and demand for kickback. I saw a new nation with power vested in each region to develop at its own pace. These were some of many exciting things I saw in my dream happening in our country. Then I asked questions about what was going on in that dream. However, at the end of the dream, it became clearer to me that the dream was an affirmation of what is possible once Peter Obi and Ahmed Dantiti have been elected to serve the good people of Nigeria. I immediately woke up from that dream and prayed a simple prayer. Father, let your will be done in our fatherland. May we live to see a better Nigeria, a better and more prosperous Nigeria in our time. Yes, we can. My dream, your dream of having a better nation could only be made possible if we all can put aside our differences and work together as oppressed people of Nigeria to elect an individual with the capacity to lead us through the stormy weather. I will talk about my vision for this movement. 3-point agenda. What is possible once Peter Obi and Ahmed Dantiti have been elected to serve the good people of Nigeria? I immediately woke up from the dream and I prayed a simple prayer. Father, let your will be done in my fatherland. May we all live to see a better and more prosperous Nigeria in our time. Yes, we can. My dream, your dream of having a better nation could only be possible if we all can put aside our differences and work together as oppressed people of Nigeria to elect an individual with the capacity to lead us through the stormy weather. I will talk about my vision for this movement. 3-point agenda. My vision for Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi. 1, foot soldiers campaigning from house to house with the use of hand-held device to collate all obedient family in each of the state. 2, weekly bulk SMS to all registered voters in the 36 states, including federal capital. 3, random voice call to all registered voters in Nigeria. Yes, we can. I thank you all for your audience. God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Nigeria Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince, for that brilliant exposition. Just sit back and we'll listen to this. The next item on the agenda is official declaration of the grand launching of the Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi by the National Chairman of Labour Party, Nigeria, with his keynote address.
Jeff. Yes. Yeah, you're going to come in now because they're calling on the chair. Yeah, the national chairman is still on a very crucial meeting, but he said he's going to join us, but his PA is going to address the house before the chairman joins us in a few minutes.
Okay, that's noted. We are just being informed that the chairman will be joining us later, so the PA is here to address us. PA, please.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Hi,
we can hear you.
I can hear you.
My name is Jeffrey Kuregbe. By the special grace of God, I'm the personal assistant to the national chairman of our great party, the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure. We've been waiting to be a part of this meeting all day, and as you know, campaigns have started and new issues are coming up every single minute. As a matter of fact, we've been scheduled to excuse ourselves from the very important strategic meeting that we've been since 2 o'clock. But as of this minute, the meeting is very highly tensed, so the chairman will be joining the meeting in late. So he has asked me to welcome all of you to the program, to this event of today. He's asked me to thank you all for the efforts you're making. He's asked me to tell you that he's seen your effort. He is indeed very elated. The party is grateful for the support it's been receiving from all over the world, diasporans, and you especially, the coordinators, conveners, directors, sponsors of groups, all of the things you've been doing, your time, your resources, your brains, you've been putting to work to see the dream to have a new Nigeria come about. The chairman is expressively grateful. He's expressively grateful, and in the course of this meeting, I'm very sure to quickly steal some time and be a part of it. That is the message I am to deliver to you at this very time. Thank you for your audience. I will join in the meeting as you proceed, even though I'm even with my workstation in the lobby room where the meeting is ongoing with the directorate of the campaigns and some strategic leaders of thought in the country. So he will join in the meeting in the course of it. Thank you all very much for the time.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey.
Mr. Jeff, please. Please get back to the chairman. He has to join us. We are waiting, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. He has to join before the end of the meeting, please. It's very important.
Yes,
Thank you, Jeff.
no all right, you're welcome.
All right, thank you very much. We next on the program is we have Dr. Francis Owagie-Ero. Dr. Francis is a professor and management and business consultant based in California, USA. We also have a host of other persons that will be talking to us today concerning our aim to bequeath a better nation to our children. I will now invite Engineer Nosa Osaihu. Engineer Nosa is a decolonized Nigerian and an advocate of the Cultural Revolution. Engineer Nosa, the show is yours.
No, it's Dr. Francis first. Moderator.
Okay, a little hitch there. Pardon my mistake.
Dr. Francis is the first on the agenda.
Okay, sorry about that. Can I quickly welcome Dr. Francis Owagie to address us quickly? Thank you.
Thank you and good morning. I am Dr. Francis Owagie-Ero. I'm a professor of business and management, and I live in San Ramon, California. I assume you can all hear me, correct?
Yes.
Great. All right. So
you are breaking up a little. You are breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Not sure why that is so,
yeah, but I think it's better now.
Okay. All right. Just let me know. All right. I'll continue then. So it is refreshing to be a part of this audience, and I have news for you. A new Nigeria is possible. Now, Nigeria will be only as good as the people who make up the nation. So as I've traveled around the world, I observe that every time two diaspora Nigerians got together, they most likely will have conversations about what ails the country. Nigeria has been plagued by poor leadership and poor followership. Although we've been weighed down by continuing tensions from ethnic competitiveness and educational inequality, economic imbalance, corruption, and mismanagement, Nigeria in all its imperfections can be better. So Nigeria is not a poor country by any measure. Nigeria has a GDP of 45 trillion naira, or if you like, about $514 billion. And this is just the second quarter estimate 2022, and with a growth rate of about 3.5% and a population of almost 218 million people, with 250 ethnic groups and over 500 languages. It is not surprising we are at a crossroad again, almost in every election cycle. Now, I ask us, where is the Nigeria of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Alhaji Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Chief Anthony Enahoro, Chief Samuel Akintola, and Chief K.O. Mbadiwe? We could go on. Take your pick. So we must renegotiate more favorable economic relations with our foreign partners. For example, with crude oil, Nigeria's major foreign exchange earner, we require that major oil companies process and refine at least 50% of that oil in Nigeria. Similarly, those who are interested in buying other minerals must locate their processing plants in Nigeria. This has you can see where this is going in a little bit. The template that I'm proposing here provides employment opportunities for Nigerians, along with other value chain benefits. Most importantly, by locating in Nigeria, these companies will solve Nigeria's perpetual handicap, which is electricity. We all know that. So finally, Nigeria has been plagued by poor leadership and poor followership. So we need transparency and accountability at all levels of government, from the head of state to the tail of state. Non-negotiable. So to all Nigerians, I challenge us to look in the mirror sometimes. Those corrupt persons that we complain about, they are our grandparents, our parents, aunties, siblings, spouses, and friends. Again, Nigeria will only be as good as the people who make up the nation. I can guarantee you those situations we have, those people are not aliens from Jupiter who are visiting this unforetold evil upon Nigeria. We must have a paradigm shift. I hope you will have enough gumption to look at your family eyeball to eyeball and tell them to knock it off. If you are happy with the way things are going on today, then this message is not for you. Otherwise, you must make a change. Do not fall for the same old worn-out gimmicks from established politicians. Find a truly positive change. Use your vote wisely. Thank you for your patience.
We understand we need to up our game to ensure that we right the wrongs of the past. There's no better time to start than now to begin to rewrite the wrongs in our nation's history so as to have a better nation thereafter. Thank you very much for that piece of information. Next on the agenda is Engineer Nosa Osaiku. Engineer Nosa, you're welcome. Can you have the floor, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. It's a pleasure to be here with you. All protocols observed. I'm highly honored and privileged to be invited to such an occasion as this and given the opportunity to speak as one of your keynote speakers. I fully recognize the times we are in now and the reasons for which many of you are gathered here from far and near, albeit virtually, with the sole purpose of advancing your preferred candidate to Aso Rock in February 2023. It is in apt recognition of this urgency to change the trajectory of our nation that I accepted the invitation, not minding the constraints on me, time-wise and health-wise, as I just came back from Nigeria less than 24 hours.
Mr. Nosa, please unmute yourself.
Mute yourself. You're muted right now.
I'm sorry. Well, I guess I have to repeat. Yeah, I thought I unmuted myself.
Sorry, Mr. Nosa. Moderator, I don't think you should mute everybody again.
No, I didn't do that.
Everybody to just maintain, just maintain 1 hour, allow the speaker to speak. And if you're not speaking, just be quiet, please.
Thank you so much. All protocols observed. I'm highly honored and privileged to be invited to such an occasion as this and given the platform and opportunity to speak as one of your keynote speakers. I fully recognize the times we are in now and the reasons for which many of you are gathered here from far and near, albeit virtually, with the sole purpose of advancing your preferred candidate to Aso Rock come February 2023. It is in apt recognition of the urgency to change the trajectory of our nation that I accepted this invitation, not minding the personal constraints on me, time-wise and health-wise, as I just came back from Nigeria less than 24 hours ago. Before I go further, however, I would like to associate myself with the broader objectives of this movement, which is changing the trajectory of Nigeria and making Nigeria work for all who live in the country. Why I agree with many here and outside on these broader goals of changing Nigeria. However, there may be a divergence of opinion with many in our country and also on this platform. as to what it is that ails our country and what steps must be taken to achieve our goals and objectives and get to the promised land. However, as a good guest, I will not accentuate the differences, but I will limit myself to a broad theme and advocacy for which I have embarked on, which I have termed cultural revolution, an imperative for Nigeria to transform. A critical analysis of what ails our beloved country, from corruption, decaying infrastructures, looting of public and private resources, sharp practices among bankers and other financial institutions, to moral decadence, banditry, kidnappings, and lawlessness, can be traced to what I call cultural problems. Hence, the need for cultural revolution in Nigeria. To address all that ails our country, we need to seek and transform ourselves culturally. Many Nigerians believe that the problem of Nigeria is the leadership of the country. I do not dispute that. But however, I have come to the logical conclusion that the problem of Nigeria are Nigerians. That is why I join with those who wish to change the trajectory of our nation, that this candidacy and this movement seem to represent, by addressing and reforming the way Nigerians think and act. Culture, essentially, is the ways, behavior, practices of a group of people, the way of life of the people. And if you look at the Nigerian culture, one can completely agree that our culture as a people needs to change for our nation to move forward. And I will quote here an erudite scholar named Warwick, who defined culture as a predominant beliefs, values, attitudes.
No, sir, please unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
We heard you to the point of where you were quoting somebody.
Quoted Warwick.
Chief moderator, don't mute anybody. Don't mute anybody.
It is not from me. I'm just, my hands are free. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why it's
from
doing
your
that.
computer, because you are the only one that have access to
Prince, cool. Engineer Nosa, we heard you till that place.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you were
so
quoting
much.
somebody, yes.
Okay, let me just recap a little. Precisely speaking, culture can be defined as the established or consistent way of doing things by an organization, people, or a group of people. This is called group culture. However, Warwick defined culture as the predominant beliefs, values, attitudes, behaviors, and practices that are characteristics of a group of people. Similarly, with organizations, organizational culture is the shared values and ways that is expressed through actions and behavior by employees, according to Barbas in 2016. So the importance of culture, whether in a nation or a people, is immeasurable. No organization can succeed without having the relevant culture that translates to success, performance. Similarly, Aguirre, Appen, and Hall, in their statement, implies that culture-led approach to change can substantially increase the speed, success, and sustainability of any transformation. So if we want to transform Nigeria, if we want to change the trajectory of our country, we must first transform our culture and our people. And if we do this, then this campaign, when they win in 2023 and embark on a cultural transformation, then Nigeria will be on the path to transparency in governance, ethical conduct by its people, and of course, we all will begin to reap the fruits of a transparent and transformed society. And finally, if I may just add quickly here, the first speaker and I are fully aligned in the sense that what we need to be focusing on, what this campaign should focus on, is how they can transform Nigeria from the ground up, Nigerians from the ground up. That ground up approach will not only lead to electoral success, but it will also lead to a transformative governance and a transformed society. Because Nigeria, I'm sorry to say, are a lawless people. And that includes the Nigerian leadership. The Nigerian leaders are not better than the Nigerian people. The leaders of today are a reflection of the Nigerian society. And from the brief experiences I had during my short visit to Nigeria, I'm encouraged when I saw during my engagements with a cross-section of societies from Lagos to Benin to Warri and other places, the inputs I got from young people that they are indeed ready for change. So we must capitalize on this and help promote that change in culture that can lead to a transformed society. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Nosa. That was a very thought-provoking piece. We talked about cultural revolution and the belief in the fact that it is the leadership problem as well as Nigerian problems that we are battling with that has made us to be where we are. Right now, we are ready for a change. Thank you very much. The next item on the program will be to invite Dr. Frederick Omoyoma Odorige, a military scientist and a man that wears so many caps as far as activism and rights is concerned. Dr. Frederick, you're welcome, and the show is yours now.
Thank you very much. Greetings to everybody. It's my honor to be here. I am here today to formally inform you that Peter Obi is also the preferred candidate of the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. We are established in 40 countries and in 28 Nigerian states with headquarters in Texas, US of A. Today, I'm not going to write a speech or read a speech of my own. I just want to read some of the words that Peter Obi has written, which I picked from his Twitter handle. The idea is for us to begin to think deeply about what he has written. Many presidential aspirants or candidates before now have promised and they have failed. But when I take a deep look into Peter Obi as a person, I believe every word that he has written. In 2015, the APC came up with the jingle, change. At the point of confusion in 2019, they moved from change to next level. At the point of being ridiculous, they have now moved from next level to renewed hope. These are manifestations of their broken promises. This is the time for Nigerians to begin to have sober reflection about what is going on in our country, because the current situation in our country is deep. Our nation building is a collective effort. Therefore, the time has come for Nigerians to say once and for all, never again, never again. On the 27th of October, 2022, Peter Obi wrote on his Twitter handle in recognition of the role that people play in support of what he's doing. Before I continue, I can see that the national chairman of Labour Party is connecting. And because he's a busy person, he might connect and not be able to join us again. I'll also be glad to suspend what I want to say so that in case he joins, he can continue. So please, so he's on now, and I want to just let me hang on from where I stopped so that you can give the opportunity for him to speak. Right. Moderator, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Frederick. I can see the chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure, just joining us. Barrister Julius, you are welcome to the program. And this is the moment we've been waiting for. Thank you very much for sparing the time to join us. Can you quickly address us and let us hear from you, please?
He has to unmute himself. He has to unmute himself.
Please, you can unmute yourself first. Sorry.
I think I've done that.
Okay, now,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
If you are hearing me,
We can hear you now.
I feel extremely profound to be. Are you hearing me?
We
Loud
can
and
hear
clear,
you.
yes.
We can hear you, Chair,
Hello,
but we can't see your face. We want to see your beautiful face, sir.
We are seeing him. We are seeing him.
Okay, you're saying, okay, I can see him here.
Oh, okay. I feel extremely profound.
Okay, yeah, now I
This is
can
my
see
friend in Diaspora. It is nice talking. Yeah, all the lines. Yeah, it's nice talking with you, distinguished gentlemen in Diaspora. I want to thank you for this initiative. It is quite an important thing you are doing here. But let me correct that my names are Ogbalo KSE, the chairman of the Labour Party.
Okay, no, that was not the national chairman.
I'm not the national chairman.
That's the
much earlier introduction.
Yeah, that's the Edo State chairman. Yeah.
Let me thank you again for this commitment.
Yeah, but the national chairman is here too.
Can I
National
continue?
chairman is here.
We are
Can I
seeing
continue?
Barrister Julius Abure, right?
Yeah, the floor is for
Great.
national chairman. It's here.
Barrister Julius Abure, can you address us? This is your time. Thank you.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Well, I want to start by appreciating all of you and also congratulate you for putting this movement together. I want to appreciate you for your very serious commitment to the cause of the Nigerian people. My comrade Adokon is a man I've known over the past few years when we started the Labour Party movement together in 2006 and 2007 through 2008. And I'm happy that he's one of those anchoring this movement. I have no doubt in his capacity and ability to drive this process, to coordinate it, and to be able to support us and to lead the movement in diaspora to do what it needs to do. I want to say ab initio, I want to also use this opportunity to apologize for joining you late. I actually had to excuse myself from a meeting to quickly speak to you because I appreciate the importance of this movement, and whatever we need to do to sustain it, to keep it, will not rest on our oars to do that. I must state clearly that the cause you are fighting is a patriotic cause, a cause for Nigeria, because nothing is too much for us to do for our country. The country apparently is in disarray. Country isn't working. Today, insecurity is ravaging the country. The economy is not working. There is hunger in the land. There is unemployment. Inflation today is double digits. We are a country of over 10 million people are living below the poverty line. Workers' salary cannot take them home. There's no electricity, there's no food, there's no water, there's no healthcare, there's no education. All facets of our life is practically not working. And the reason for these numerous challenges that we find in the country It's as a result of paid leadership over the years. We have had successive leadership that has that is unable or that have been unable to harness our vast human resources and natural resources to reposition the country for greatness. We have equally been having leaders that are selfish, leaders that are self-centered, leaders that believe that it is only by stealing common patrimony for themselves that is governance. And so we have been having this high level of underdevelopment over the past few years, and we feel that this time around, we need to be able to change the narratives of our country. The Labour Party over the past few years have actually envisioned this situation we have today and have therefore gone ahead to reposition the party for this. Fortunately for us, we got a very profound presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate who has become the symbol of this battle, the symbol for this liberation of Nigeria. Today, I must say very, very clearly that among the committee of presidential candidates that we have today, the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, stands out in all its ramifications. Standing out in the sense that in terms of character, in terms of pedigree, in terms of performance, and in terms of capacity and competence, even in terms of age, and in terms of even good health, he stands out. And therefore, we believe that he's the best material for this job, and he has what it takes in terms of intellectual capacity to be able to reposition the country for greatness. And so we are therefore determined to continue to provide leadership. We are ready to lead Nigerians to victory come next year. We have continued to pray that God should continue to give us this opportunity to provide this leadership and therefore to lead the country to greatness. For those of you in diaspora, I want to assure you that it is only for the 2023 general election that you won't be having voting rights. As soon as we come on board by the grace of God, we are going to submit the Electoral Act for amendment, where those of you in diaspora will be able to vote, because we believe that for those of you in diaspora, there's no reason whatsoever why there's no reason whatsoever why those of you in diaspora should not have the opportunity and privilege to vote. We see this as an inalienable right. The right to choose our leaders, or the right to choose your leadership. I'm in a meeting. And the right to choose your leadership, for me, is very key to all other rights, because where you don't have the opportunity and incompetent people take over government, mismanage the economy, mismanage all facets of our lives like we find now, then of course you won't be able to even pursue your fundamental human rights. And therefore, for me, the right to vote is key to all other rights. And therefore, I want to assure you in diaspora that by the grace of God, if we form government by next year, the first thing we are going to do is to ensure that those of you in diaspora, we have the opportunity to vote. What is even more, if the country becomes great, if the country becomes reorganized and well-ordered, then of course, for those of you who are in diaspora, may be thinking of coming home to invest and to come home and also bring your children home, because they always say home is home. Having said all of this, I want to state clearly that we have a lot that we are bringing on board. And I want to discuss briefly the manifesto that we have for our party, the Labour Party, of which we are driving the 2023 general election. The first point and the first thing we think that is proper to be done is for us to, first of all, deal with the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. We believe that security is key. We believe that too, without security, you can't talk about the economy, you can't talk about healthcare, you can't talk about education. There's nothing you can practically do without security. And therefore, our first priority next year when we win is for us to decisively deal with the issue of insecurity in the country. The second point we are going to deal with decisive is the issue of disunity in the country. Because we believe that a country that is divided against itself cannot stand. And therefore, for us to be able to do well in our economy, do well in education, and all of that facets of our life. And of course, we must unify the country. We must first have unity of purpose. We must see ourselves as one country. As we speak today, because of the nepotism of the present government, Nigerians are more divided along ethnic lines, along religious lines, and along tribal lines. And therefore, we are unable to think as a country. Every man think of his ethnicity, think of his religion. That one call I made, before thinking of themselves as Christian. So we believe very strongly that we must deal with the issue of unity in the country. We must unify the country. We see this as very key. The third point we must deal with is that we want to move the country from being a consumption country to a productive country. The reason why there is unemployment, there is hunger, there is poverty in the land, the reason why the dollar and other countries are higher than that of Nigeria, the reason we have very high inflation is because we are not a productive country. Everything will import, and therefore we believe that we can use our mass land and our human resources to be able to lift people out of poverty. We'll be able to feed ourselves first of all, create jobs, and lift people out of poverty. And therefore, we are going to move the country from being a consumption country to a productive country. And I must say that in every productive activity, what is key in it is labor. And once labor is an issue, it necessarily follows that you must deal with the issue of education squarely in terms of its quality, in terms of its curriculum, and even in terms of the quality of education that we have. And therefore, the issue of education is key. And it is more so that education will provide the resource that you need in order to sustain your productive activity. And therefore, education is key, it's cardinal in the program. And then once human beings are involved in the issue, of course, you cannot throw away the issue of health. And therefore, health is key in our program. It's very cardinal to our program. We are going to rejig, are going to take a comprehensive reappraisal of our healthcare sector and be able to develop it, have healthcare centers, and then be able to provide healthcare for our citizens and for the people of Nigeria. It will amaze you to note that common malaria kills people in Nigeria. Ordinarily, pregnancy should not be a death sentence to the pregnant woman. But you find that today, in Nigeria, pregnancy is a death sentence to several other women. Women die every day, every night and then of childbearing. This we can reduce and bring to a very minimum. And therefore, healthcare is key. And then the issue of electricity, power generation, is key to productive activity. There's nothing you can do without electricity. There's nothing you can do without power. And power is what we can really deal with and be able to increase our generation. It will shock you to note that Nigeria still generates 4,000 megawatts, and it's a country of over 200 million people. Whereas South Africa, with a population of 60 million people, can generate as much as 50,000 megawatts. So you can see the irony, you can see the paradox that we are behind the scene. We are backwards. And therefore, and we have all the resource, we have what it takes to be able to generate more energy for the country. I mean, we are going to deploy all sorts of energies in order to enhance our energy generation. We are going to look at renewable energies and also use other means of generation to increase our power generation. Then, of course, you cannot talk about productive activity without dealing with the issue of infrastructure. Infrastructure is key to every productive activity. Infrastructure like housing, good roads, accessible roads, electricity, name them, even water are all key factors. And even housing are factors that you must necessarily keep in order to have a successful, productive activity. These are some of our cardinal programs. I just felt that I needed to share this with you because, like we have said and maintained, that our campaigns are going to be based on issues. Our campaigns are going to be based on our manifesto, and we are prepared to move around the nooks and crannies of the country to let Nigeria see that we have the best of products. Labour Party today is the best of products. And I want to say clearly that if you have tried a product for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and it's not working, it is enough for us to change that product. And we've tried PDP for close to 22 years. It has not worked. It has landed us into trouble. We have tried APC now for about 7 years. It has landed us into a more difficult situation, into hunger, poverty, and unemployment. And therefore, it is only fair and proper that this time around, we should be able to change that product and have a new product. And luckily enough, we have the best of presidential candidates who has what it takes to redirect the future of the country and reposition the country for greatness. Like I said before, Peter Obi, in terms of his character, in terms of his pedigree, in terms of his capacity and competence, he is the best presidential candidate that we have in the country today when compared with other presidential candidates. I mean, all others don't even have the energy. They are old, they are weak, they are feeble. Some of them are sick. Therefore, you don't hand over a sick country to a sick people or to people who are old, who may not have the energy to be able to withstand and face the challenges of the country. I'm in a meeting. I had to pause this meeting to the meeting I was in order to address you because I know that you are men. You are also very busy, and for you to create this time is because of the love you have for the country. So let me not bore you with very long speech. I want to appreciate you. I want to urge you that you continue with this movement. I want to urge you to support us. We need your prayers. We need your support in whatever way you can support us, either in cash or in kind, and appreciate. So I want to thank you, and I wish you very, very fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Prince Konkon, you can go ahead and do what you wanted to do.
I hope the chairman is still there. Before the chairman leaves, there's a song I would like us to sing before the chairman departs. My chairman, sir.
Fellow Nigerians, a new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where young people who desire employment will be fully employed.
Yes, we can.
A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where her citizens would witness uninterrupted electricity supply.
Yes, we can.
A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where the national flag will be flown on the moon.
Yes, we can.
A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where healthcare facilities will be made available in every ward in the 774 local government areas.
Yes, we can.
A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where its national airlines would carry her citizens to every destination on the planet.
Yes, we can.
A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where the Nigerian police force would be a social crusader against corrupt practices. A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where every school can complete Western education. A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where all major roads are turned into superhighways.
Yes, we can.
A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where everyone can succeed if only they tried. A new Nigeria is possible. Yes, a new Nigeria where the local government of origin would no longer be required to get a federal government job.
Yes,
we can. Vote for Peter Obi and Dr. Yusuf Baba Ahmed for President and Vice President of Nigeria come 25th February 2023 election. This message is powered by Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi, NDMPO. www.nigeriandiasmovement.org.
Yeah, that was that was a jingle from the Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi. Prince, you can go ahead.
The floor is yours, the chief moderator. Continue from there.
All right, thank you very much.
Is this chairman still with us?
Chairman is still very much with us.
Okay. There's a song I would like us to sing before the chairman leaves. When Labour Party done the rule, I want you guys to sing with me, please. When Labour Party done the rule, Nigeria go better. When Labour Party done the rule. Can we take it together, please? Can we take the song together, please?
Yeah.
When
Labour Party done the rule, when Labour Party done the rule,
Nigeria go better.
When Labour Party done the rule,
when Labour Party done the rule.
Let me teach you. Let me teach you the song properly.
Chairman is saying something. Can you? Chairman is saying something.
Share the music.
Hello? Let me teach you the song properly. Let me teach you the song properly.
Okay, Chair.
Okay, that's what it is now. So when we get here now, we got you.
A chairman is speaking, please. Can you?
So when we have a physical meeting, no.
Labour Party is our party. When Peter Obi, Nigeria go better. When Peter Obi.
Okay, he's teaching us his song.
All right. All right, thank you very much. I think we'll have to learn that song very well after this moment.
This one, the chairman just sang.
Did you
Now,
guys
this is the new one. But the one I sang before was the old Labour Party song. So this is the new one we just learned today from the chairman. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you. We'll learn it properly and write it down so that everyone will have a look. Now, over to Dr. Odorigwe.
No, the chairman still have to declare the movement officially open today. Still have to do that before.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we know you are very busy and you might want to go back to your meeting.
We are hearing the chairman. Let him declare the group open officially.
Thank
please.
You.
He has left.
I think he has left. Yeah, he's no more on the group. All right. If he's coming back again, we'll have to just excuse him. Okay, I think it's connecting, right?
It's not the one connecting.
Oh, all right. Okay, Dr. Odorigwe, over to you. Sorry for that break. It was an important moment, and we're back to you again.
Thank you. I just wanted to read some of the statements written by Mr. Peter Obi, which are promises that we must pray comes to pass. 27th of October, 2022, when he was recognizing the efforts of Nigerians. He wrote that, I am always overwhelmed by the show of love and support from obedience in Nigeria and diaspora. Your many acts of sacrifices reassure me of your patriotism and flaming desire to take back your country for good. Thank you for taking our obedient message to the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro. It must have been a tough journey, going up there for a noble sacrifice. I assure you, and every Nigerian, that under my watch, Nigeria will regain its position as the pride of Africa. On the 25th of October, in relation to gender balancing, he wrote, I had 40% women in my cabinet in Anambra State because I have found out that women were far more committed and trustworthy. When you need work done and done satisfactorily, get a woman to do it and you will not be disappointed. I am committed to making sure that I will carry women along, bring them to the leadership table where decisions are being made, and also allowing them to utilize their potentials for the betterment of Nigeria with aggressive gender mainstreaming action plan and rigid benchmarks. As your president, my team and I will recreate a nation where the rich and the poor are equitably and fairly represented. As governor of Anambra State, my administration achieved close to 60-40% gender balance in appointive and elective positions. The national target hovered around 30 to 35%. We intend to progressively aim for between 30-40%. On October 24th, he wrote on security. The recent attack on the founder of the Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, underscores the level of insecurity in our nation. Ugly acts like these are reported from different parts of the country on a daily basis, and it is saddening. I reinstate my commitment to the fight against insecurity as my first priority in governance when voted into power. I am saddened by the lives lost during the attack. One life lost to insecurity is one too many. I pray God to grant the victims eternal rest. May God also comfort the bereaved families. I call on the security agencies to fish out the perpetrators of such acts and bring them to book. On October 17th, He wrote on the rule of law. If elected president, I shall govern with the fear of God, with all good conscience and intent. The Constitution and the rule of law will always prevail. I thank you for your kind attention. May Almighty God bless you all and bless Nigeria. Once again, I wish to stress that Nigerian civic and political space must remain open for the Nigerian people to exercise their constitutional rights of freedom of assembly. Physical attacks on individuals exercising such rights is utterly unacceptable. Finally, I would like to read what he wrote on October 17th concerning agriculture. The North remains where the biggest and sustainable wealth of this great nation lies. We shall pay as much attention to the development of the North as to the development of all other parts of the country, but with much greater emphasis on the development of the agricultural resources. I have come in peace to develop, to secure, and to unite. And I will do so with every commitment to the growth of Nigeria as one great and united country. It is our prayer, ladies and gentlemen, that for the last time, let us wipe our tears and never cry again as a people. Therefore, I will not want to bore you more with many other things that he wrote, but we all know that he has promised that he will change Nigeria from consumption to production. That is the mantra that has attracted many of us to him, because we know that Nigeria is too rich to be poor. Nigeria is too rich to beg for aids. Nigeria is too rich to borrow. May we all be alive to see the Nigeria of our dream. We shall surely overcome if we do not give up before the finishing line. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Frederick Dorigwe. That was thought-provoking, and we pray that these intentions come to pass in our time to change the narrative in our nation. Before we quickly go to the next speaker for today, the next speaker is Comrade Ibrahim Abu Musawa, is the Katsina State Labour Party chairman.
You're looking at the old one. You're looking at the old agenda. It's Kelly, the state chairman, Labour Party state chairman, Edo State. Kelly Obolo is the next person on the list. You're looking at the old one.
Okay, number 4, Ibrahim Musa. Okay, Kelly Obolo, Edo State Labour Party chairman. The floor is yours if you're here with us, please.
Was she earlier? I'm not sure if it's here now.
This was the last one you sent to me.
It was the person trying to speak when the national chairman was about to speak.
Okay, in the absence of that, we'll quickly move forward to the next person, and that will be, so which one is in your list there? Because the list
you have a list with you. The next one is I Chief Kainde Adekule Rotimi, Kwara State Labour Party State Chairman.
Okay, yeah. High Chief Kainde Adekule Rotimi, that's the chairman, Labour Party of Kwara State. You have the audience now, sir. I'm not sure he's here either.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, I'm representing High Chief Kende. He's in transit at the moment, so he asked me to represent him at this meeting.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Yinka Oladejo. I'm the Deputy Chairman, Kwara State for Labour Party.
Thank you. You're welcome. Please go ahead.
Yes, so thank you. So in Kwara State, the movement is thick and heavy. The obedient move is really gaining ground in Kwara State. And there's a high resolution from the populace in the state to change the government from the APC to the Labour Party. And self-created with the Labour Party in the state. And we are meeting with different bodies on a daily basis. We keep getting invitation and welcome from different bodies that said, see, you don't even need to preach Obi to us, we know him. And everybody, just like wildfire spreading around the states, cutting across religious divide. So we are ready, we are moving and holding strategic meetings in the new week. On Tuesday will be. So there's a big move of Labour Party in Kwara State. And we are also taking our own great parts in preaching the Obi movement. We'll also be launching some group of people that we call the New Nigerian Crusaders. And those ones will be saddled with the responsibility of going from door to door. And their simple message is kind of the message of change, that we must have a new Nigeria. And all this towards also enlightening people on where to vote. And I'll say God has been helping us. And with all the victory is ours come next year election by God's grace. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Olayinka Oladejo. You've just given us what we wanted to hear. And I appreciate the fact that you're working on the door-to-door arrangement to mobilize voters before the election. Thank you very much for that. Next on the list is the Ekiti State Labour Party Chairman, Barrister O. Odunayo. If Barrister Odunayo is here, can you have the floor? Barrister Odunayo, can you? Okay, he's unmuted.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
We are hearing you.
Yes, sir. I must first of all appreciate Nigeria Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi. In fact, I'm humbled to have you people around us, and particularly the yearnings of the people in the diaspora for a better Nigeria must be commended, sir. In Ekiti, we work as comments because we cannot live and keep our hands akimbo in this time of the day when our fatherland is sick. It is an understatement that Nigeria is sick. And only an energetic, able leader like Obi Dati can heal our land. There is no way a sick person can heal a sick country. That is why we are going from one village to other. Being a grassroots man, we are touching and we are continuing, we are touching every nooks and crannies to let our people know that if we did not make it this time around, I won't say the other side, because Nigeria has reached some peak that the other nation that has reached that stage in the entire world, they never live to witness the other side. We pray it won't happen to us here. That's why we are calling everybody, particularly the people that have the power to vote. We have been with them and we are still with them. In fact, it has not reached 30 minutes before I enter from one local government to other to tell these people that Nigeria needs them at this time of hard time. If you wake up in the morning, you have to pray fervently so as for you to see the other day because of the porosity of security. In the history of Nigeria, it is only in Ekiti that you see a governor, outgoing governor, opening an airport without control tower. That is the same system. The thinking of most of Nigeria then was that they will wipe out our tears, wipe it out. But unknowingly to us, they have tried to add another tears into our sheet. That's why we are calling everybody, sirs. Particularly, help us read these groups, TBN, POSN, people in the diaspora, anybody, that they should make sure that they codify, they unite with the Labour Party so as to reach people at the grassroots. They are the people that hold the power to vote. They are our people. And anywhere you go, Obi doesn't need any campaign so much, sir. In fact, go to anywhere in Ekiti, in Nigeria. We just returned from Abuja, where we are meeting with Farida Julius Abure. Most of the time, whether on flights where we raise the issue of Obi, it doesn't have problem. It doesn't have issue. The only issue we have is ourselves. Just like what we had in Ekiti in the last election, where they are selling votes, even in the presence of security men. Security men, they were selling votes. So we pray that this one will not be like that. We should let our group to know that this is their time. That if they miss this opportunity, I don't know what is going to happen at the end of the day. I pray everything works fine as planned. And as I will continue saying, the people in the diaspora, you are highly appreciated. You have shown us the true road, the way. Though there is a less hardship over there where you are, but nevertheless, you are still concerned about the home. That shows that wherever man goes on earth, home is the best. And we pray that Almighty God will put the best government in Nigeria. All your desires and yearnings, tryings will become reality under Peter Obi. Once again, I need to thank you, sirs. And I pray that God will give us Nigeria back. We don't need any sick leader again. Nigeria is sick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aduayo. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Just keep doing what you are doing and ensure we are able to mobilize the people, because a bad product is difficult to sell, but a good product will just need a little bit of touches here and there. Thank you very much. The next on the agenda is to invite Honorable Mrs. Franca Onoha, the lead delegate for Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi. Mrs. Franca Onoha, you have the show. Thank you.
I'm Honorable Mrs. Franca Onoha, the lead delegate for Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi, residing here in Nigeria. I thank you so much for the privilege given to me to be part of this great movement. I am so humbled. It's not a right anyway, but a privilege which I'm not taking for granted. Thank you so much and God bless you. Yes, I'm representing the gender. I'm representing the gender. I'm going to speak on the inclusion and mobilization of women into obedient movement. Yes. Why I said so is because women, the 80% of electorate here in Nigeria are women and youth. Women, they come out on the voting day to their various polling units to vote. The power of women influence the entire household. The power of women will influence the husband, will influence the children, even neighbors around. A woman that comes to you for a sip of salt will not always succumb to the candidate of your choice on the election day. You can see there is need for us to include the women. We are actually going to actualize our dream. Yes, we are going to include and empower the women. Because when you think of transparency in service delivery, you think of women. When you think of honesty, in politics, women, they're not hard to maintain. Yes, any 1 naira given to a woman, the value is so much, quite unlike our men. This candidate will give him 1 million naira, another person will give 3 million naira. At the end of the day, you won't even see them at the polling unit. My dear, if actually we are going to actualize this dream, there is need for us to include our women, committed women. When we talk of insecurity in Nigeria, it's only the women that suffer insecurity much, because the husbands who are being adopted every day, they are our husbands. The children who engage in kidnapping, they are our children. The women, we give back to them. So when we talk of hardship in Nigeria, the women suffer most. That's why I'm using this medium to call out the women, irrespective of your political affiliation, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your tribe, to come out in mass for us to actualize this dream, the dream of a new Nigeria, where there'll be hope for the poor privileged, where there'll be hope for the widows, where there'll be hope for the downtrodden, where we will have at least 20 hours light without stopping. I'm calling out the women who are the major electorates in this election come 2023. I'm calling all of them, the Hausas, the Yorubas, the Igbos, and every other tribe. Let us speak with one voice. Let us talk to our sons. Let us talk to our husbands to effect this change through the obedient movement. Yes, if at all you are a woman and you need a soft loan and you need a grant for your micro business, this is the right time to actualize it. Once a new Nigeria is achieved, I believe all of us are going to enjoy. I'm always also encouraging our women there in diaspora, even though they're not going to exercise their own franchise here in Nigeria, in one way or the other, let us donate our widows' might, support this movement, and at last, all of us are going to enjoy. Yes, at least when you come home, the issue of insecurity will be a forgotten issue. You will sleep with your eyes closed. Then everybody, both men and women, will be so happy to say that, yes, we labored for it. And thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to speak to all the women in Nigeria and those in diaspora. And I thank you for your audience. And I know the way I see the velocity of the wind carrying this movement, I know that the hand of God is here. At the end, I know our labor will not be in vain. Thank you so much for giving me such an opportunity. Thank you, the Prince of Peace. I know your labor will not be in vain. Almighty God will replenish your purse. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Honorable Mrs. Franca Onoha. That's the lead delegate of NDMPO in Nigeria. Thank you very much. We'll move to the next item. But before I go ahead, I just want to reiterate the fact that elections need money. Elections need all resources to be on deck to be able to actualize the dream. Please let us begin to go on a fundraising drive by whatever means so as to be able to sustain the tempo of what is ahead of us. Thank you very much. On that note, I want to invite the next speaker, Comrade Alhaji Manir Mohammed Salisu. Is the Katsina State Labour Vice Chairman. You have the floor for 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Are you with me?
Go ahead,
Yes,
loud and clear.
Good evening, everyone. I am happy to be with you this evening. And before I go further, I would like to thank this great movement of Nigerians in diaspora for Peter Obi movement. I am very happy to be part of this movement and to be with you this evening. I want this house to know that Labour Party is now, and Labour Party and Peter Obi are now the biggest threat to the ruling APC. Before, the ruling APC was talking about PDP. Now, Labour Party is the one. And Peter Obi in particular is their biggest threat. As an individual, we have seen victory for Labour Party in the forthcoming election. We are very optimistic that Obi is coming, but we have seen something stand that victory. The only thing that will move that thing, standing in between us and victory, is our level of commitment. At the state level here in Katsina State, we are committed. We have committed ourselves. We have committed our resources to see that we mobilize as much as we can to see that we take our movement to the grassroots, to the people who have the power to change the narratives in the country. Because the way we are doing our politics here in Katsina State or in the North is quite different from that of the South. So we need to commit ourselves. We need to use every possible legal way to see that we change the narrative in our motherland. We have some problems in Katsina State, which are bedeviling us actually as a party and as obedience in particular, that if we address them properly, we are going to emerge victorious at the end of the day. If you look at it, the rate at which Labour Party is growing and gaining momentum in the southern part of Nigeria is quite different from that of the northern Nigeria. The kind of tunes that the southerners dance to is quite different from the one that the northerners dance to. Here in the north, our politics requires us to go and meet people face to face and personally. Some people they are living their life like kings or queens. They don't just honor a movement by mere seeing it from far. Until you go close to them or you go to them, tell them what you have. Tell them what you are going to do give them some respect and give them some appointment as part of the movement, they will surely join you in the movement. So we are lacking the resources to mobilize our people to go grassroots and tell those people what we have for them. We all know our candidate is a very sellable candidate. He is healthy, he is fit, he is able, he is educated. There is no controversy in his qualifications. There is no any paint or black paint that you will use to dent his image in the world. He is very clean. He has a very good track record as an individual, as a businessman, and also as a governor. So the perception of the people in the grassroots here is that there are only two presidential candidates, that of PDP and that of APC, because most of the movement of Labour Party did not reach to them. They are living in far places in the village. Katsina State is a very vast state, and we have 34 local governments. And we have people that are living in a place where there is no network. We have people that are living in a place where there is no access route to use car to reach them. And you know the level of education and awareness here is poor to some extent. So looking at all these kind of problems, we need to have some resources to take ourselves to them, to meet them personally and tell them what we have for them. Give them assurance that if they join us, they vote for our candidate, Nigeria will be better for all of us. As I am speaking to you right now, over 300 communities in Katsina State were displaced as a result of the insurgency or banditry, so to say. And these people that were displaced, as far as Katsina State government is concerned, there is no one single IDP where these people are sheltered or been taken care of. They are living with their relatives in the cities and towns. They are creating more burden to their relatives who can hardly have 3 square meals in a day. So there are series of problems. There are a series of problems here in Katsina State. The people are tired of this situation. They have suffered in the hands of PDP. They are now suffering in the hands of APC. So they need another candidate or party, so to say, so that they will give it a trial. They need to give someone a trial. So for us to do that, we need to have the resources to mobilize our people, to go to them, to take ourselves to go to them. See, let me tell you something. Just of recent, some group of people are looking for where to locate Labour Party in my local government. They couldn't locate Labour Party office because we don't have one. Fortunately for us, they met with one guy who knows me very well. He said he knows the state vice chairman of Labour Party. He took them to my house. We sat, we had a meeting. These people voluntarily said they want to join the Labour Party and they want to be part of the obedience. We welcome them happily. As I am speaking to you right now, we have over 5,000 decampees who are ever ready to join Labour Party and obedient movement. But we don't have the resources to welcome them in our, because there is a common tradition in the North that if some people want to join another party, decamp from one party to another, they need that event to be aired, to be taken to the world so that the whole world will know this group of people have decamped from social party to another party. They need a ceremony. So we are lacking the resources to do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed Salisu. I understand your point, and we will strategize together and see how these issues can be resolved. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, moderator.
Okay. Just to reiterate again, ladies and gentlemen, every effort needs resources. So let us begin to engage in funds drive so that we can adequately prosecute these tasks we had in front of us. On that note, I will want to give it over to Prince from this moment to see what he has in stock for us, and if any other person has something to say in form of advice or pledges or concerns, just signify your intention and let's flow like that.
Hello.
On that note, I just want to recognize the presence of Honorable Madondo. Honorable Madondo is the chairperson Pan-African Dialogue from Zimbabwe. We also have the presence of Ambassador Dr. Jude Madura Ebele, is the honorary ambassador to New York. If you're here, we are recognized. I can see Rita English. You're welcome. And I can see Dr. Edmond Ike and a host of other persons. You're all welcome. Any concerns, suggestions, or points of value, let us know.
Chief Moderator, why don't you see if there's any other Labour Party state chairman who is present that might want to give us one or two advice or say something.
Yeah, any concerned citizen, officials of the Labour Party, or passionate Nigerians amongst us that has something to share with us, can you just come up with us and share it?
Greetings, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's been a great launching so far. My name is Dr. Edmond Ike, for anyone that doesn't know me. I've seen a few colleagues out here that is part of the launching, and I'm very, very happy. I've listened from the beginning to the end to at this point of the program. It's good to hear all the keynote speaker, Nosa. I've shared a studio with him, with Prince Umade Konkons. I heard the Labour Party chairman. I heard the words from the Global Coalition coordinator, Dr. Fred Oderige, and all the other speakers I've heard so far. Everyone made passionate speeches, and the word caught my attention the most was actually the last speaker from, I believe, the Labour Party chairman of Katsina State. Is that Katsina State or Kaduna State? I don't remember.
Yeah, Katsina.
Katsina State. Yeah, he made very vital point, which have always been the point I always make when we talk about this Labour Party movement or Peter Obi movement in this campaign season. Is about the grassroots mobilization on ground. It's not about online things. It's not about having meetings online, Zoom meetings, and then nothing happens on the ground. It's not about having 1 million march, 10 million march, and then in cities. It's about the grassroots, the hinterland, those local government that party chairman from Katsina State mentioned, that have not internet access, road access. That are the people that, those are the people that vote the most. You see what color, people that have white collar job, blue collar job, they don't vote. They have their PVC, but they never vote. They have their nice job, they get good salary, and they just complain about Nigeria. But when it comes time to vote, they don't vote. It is the poor masses and there's poor farmers in the hinterland that vote. And those are the people that are willing to vote, go out there and reach out to. So I fully was touched by the Katsina State, the chairman speech. And I would like to say, let's keep raising funds for that. And I will, because of that passionate speech, I will support this launching and support specifically outreach to those hinterland with a sum of 50,000 naira And thank you very much. And may this movement garner more support, garner more financial capacity to actually reach those people that actually vote, that needs to be reached in the hinterlands. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, my brother Prince Evimade Konkons, and every brain behind this movement and behind this launching today. Thank you all.
Wow, thank you very much, Dr. Edmond Ike. That's one of our very big activists. You know, we appreciate your donation or your pledge. And on that note, I, as a moderator, and I will want to support with a sum of 50,000 naira. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
While we are doing our individual support with our meager resources, we should also be on revenue drive to reach out to friends, relations, groups, you know, so as to share these messages, so that even if it's $1 from anywhere, it adds up eventually. So let us have that mindset so that we begin to reach out to everybody we know, organizations and groups, you know, to ensure that we are having the financial resources to execute our plans as we go ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to personally thank everybody for being part of this program for today. Oh, sorry.
Prince Kelechi is on. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm back.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, Dito. Thank you, every participant. I want to say a very big congratulations to all of us for a job well done. It started like a dream, and today it is now a vision. And a vision that is now a working document. And now, by the special grace of God, the world is looking forward to see Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi function and they contribute their quota in the delivering of the new Nigeria of our dream. My joy knows no bound for this development. It will be for the interest of us here today and the interest of our children if we are able to achieve this noble dream. By the special grace of God, with the caliber of men and women I have seen here today, I see a new Nigeria before us come 2023 May. So I want to congratulate the national coordinator, the diaspora coordinator, everybody who has put in one thing or the other. The lecturers, you guys have done noble. Please, mine is that I will be looking forward that we go to work now. We go to work now, the marketplaces. We go to work now in our village squares. We go to work now and begin to talk to people. Yes, the product we're having is one of the best products so far. It won't be difficult for us to sell it. It won't be difficult for us to let people know about our project. Let us go to work. I want to suggest that in every state now, all the state coordinators should go ahead and recruit at least their women leaders. The women are very, very vital. At least their votes won't be sought for. Nobody will look for them on the voting day. The man or the youth may decide to say, I want to go and drink a bottle of beer or maybe possibly to take a stick of cigarette. But the woman will be there that very day to see that she cast her vote because she believes that the future of her children and her husband and people around her, her household, is in delivering Peter Obi. We need to engage our women now in delivering the goodwill messages, both in the north, the south, and here in the east. Yeah, so that's the point I want to make. I want a situation whereby our impact will be felt here and there. I've seen how other movements are moving, but I see this particular movement as a different movement altogether. What we are bringing to the table is not just the fund to fund, we're also bringing the technical know-how on how to win elections. I've been around and I know how to win elections. I am going, even as a candidate of ABGA, I am equally campaigning for Labour Party side by side. We have started a campaign. We've been going from one community to other. So we have been telling people that Peter Obi is the answer, and they are keen into it. Today, I was in a church, the women functioned, and that we had almost 1,000 women there. They gave me an award. Immediately I stood up to talk. It is all about Peter Obi. So everybody is keen in, they are buying into the idea. What we need now is a sample of the ballots that we will now be able to show them how to vote, so that this vote, they won't vote to the wrong people. It is very, very important. On my part, even with the expenses we are making here, I will support the launch with a sum of 50,000 naira. My prince, you have done noble. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince Kelechi. We are very pleased with your donation, and we pray that this effort will not be in vain. And talking about how educating voters, that is a very important point, because you might have the right voters, but their votes may be nullified because of void votes. You know, if the ink touches any part of the line, it is a vote, the vote will be voided. So these are the little things we need to teach some of those people in the interior areas of our communities. I think that's a very salient point. Thank you very much for that.
In absence of no other further speaker for tonight, I'm going to say a few words and say goodbye to everyone. First of all, Chief Moderator, I want to thank you for the wonderful opportunity. The time you've spent here today, I know you are a very busy man, just like me myself. Please, can you just display on the chat board for everyone to see the website where everyone can go and make a donation to this movement? That is one. Two, our YouTube channel, StreamYard channel, will be officially open from tonight, where myself and someone else will go on a fund drive. This will be done on a daily basis, reaching out to people, $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever the case may be. I could remember vividly, years ago, I was still back in Nigeria, when Onitsha Market was built. Onitsha Market was built from the fund of 100 naira from each of the community members. Today, Onitsha Market is one of the largest markets in Nigeria, if not in Africa. So the same thing, the same method that we are going to apply here on Nigerian Diaspora Movement for Peter Obi. We want your support. You heard from the national chairman. You heard from the Kasina, the vice chairman. Labour Party alone cannot do this alone. They can't do it alone. All hands must be on desk. They are fighting with the gladiators in the Nigeria political space. They have solid billions of naira, dollars, hidden somewhere that they are going to use. They have war chests, but Peter Obi has no money to spend. It is your money, my money, everyone's money who believe in a better Nigeria, who yearn and crave for a better Nigeria that's going to make it come to pass. So we must put our mouth in, we must put our mouth where we belong. There's a saying, but I can't remember it now. However, let's support this movement. Your support to Nigerian Diaspora Movement is a support directly to all 36 Labour Party chairmen, Labour Party state chapter in Nigeria. It's a support to Peter Obi. Whatever amount of money you send to us, visit our website. It's www.nigdiasmov.org. Go on the donation page, click whatever amount you wish to donate to this organization, donate it. We are very transparent. Whatever amount of money that is going to be realized during this process will be displayed on the NG room of this noble group. So everyone can see and how the money will be disbursed across the nook and cranny of Nigeria. So once again, I want to thank you for being a part of this program tonight. The work has just begun. We must collectively do this together. We need a better Nigeria. Like our principal said, we need a Nigeria. We need a Nigeria. It's going to move Nigeria from consumption to a production. That is what we need for the economy to drive. We all know Peter Obi very well. He was once a governor, 2 times a governor of Anambra State. We knew very well what he did. The only governor in the history of Nigeria that left $75 billion in the government coffer. There's no other past governor who did that. Only Peter Gregory Obi did that on behalf of the people of Anambra State. So he can also replicate the same thing at the national level. So tonight, I want to thank you for being part of this program. And I look forward to everybody, man or woman, young or old, in moving this organization forward. I thank you, and God bless you all.
That note, we will be ending the meeting today. But even though we are going away from here, we should have it in mind that the focus is to achieve our dream. And the dream is to get a better Nigeria. The work to get a better Nigeria starts now. Let's all go out and begin to do just that. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you very much, everybody.
On the final note, please key into the website that I just shared in the chat. That is the website where we can put our donations, even if it's $1, $1, it adds up eventually. Thank you very much. Bye.
You can also share the YouTube channel so people can copy it. But I'm going to share it later on the NG room as well. Can you just give me the full host back so I can have the recording stored on my computer here?
Okay, I'll get it done right now.
Yeah.